Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the DAO Envelop podcast. I'm your host, Eugene Crypto MC. We continue to explore what's going on Web3 space by talking with people who build the industry by their minds and their hands. And please welcome my today's guest. He's Talha Asif. He's the founder of Nalikes Studio, and Nalikes Studio is a Web3 studio, and we are going to explore what this amazing team headed by Talha are doing on Web3. So Talha, is great to have you on our podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing. So let's start with your story. I love to explore how people came into the industry. I came into the industry 5 years ago, and I am still excited to be there. I do understand we are all still in the beginning, despite of the 13 years of having Bitcoin around you. What was your story on Web3? How did you come out? How did you get into the space, and what have you already done on the Web3 space?
Yeah, so when I tell people how I got into this space, I really have to give a context and I have to go a few years back. So when I was in school, I was a really good student, always at the top of the class and always, ahead in everything, because I was told that the only way to achieve something in life was to study hard. And I believed it and I did that. But when I went to university, I realized, no, that's not the thing that will, help me get what I want. I don't have to follow the traditional path. I can do something else. So I was in my second year of university when I thought, okay, I used to watch these videos where you can make money online and stuff like that, but I did not believe them. So I thought, all right, let me try that. So I started doing a side hustle online, I was really good at writing. So I used to write for people, whatever they wanted to write, content for the website, article for the blogs, and so on. I still remember in 3 days, I got my first client and he paid me around $60. And I was like 17 years old at that time. And I was like, okay, this works. I can make money online. So from there on, then for the next 6 months, I kept on doing the same thing over and over again. And within the period of 6 months, I was able to create a writing agency, which had 10 plus writers and was earning me a really good income. So that was my first stage of making money on the internet, right? So this is really important. That's why I'm telling this story. And then from there on, then I went on doing different things on the internet, like making YouTube videos, doing dropshipping stores, and almost everything out there. I tried everything, and I made I got some good success in that. 2 years back, I was sitting with and the first time I heard about blockchain was in 2017. One of my uncle told me, Talha, there's this. I'm a software engineer by education, so he told me do look into it, and I was not interested in that. I was more interested in cloud, which I'll mention later, AWS cloud. So 2 years back, the first time I heard about blockchain was in 2017, and in 2018, I invested some money in Ethereum, with one of my friends insisted me to do so. But I had no idea what Ethereum was and how did it work. All I knew was that my money was going up and up every day. I did not know how. 2 years back, I was sitting with my friend and we were discussing, all right, guys, what should we do next? And he was like, Talha, there's something called NFT. And I was like, what is an NFT? He tried to explain me that there are this new technology with which you can have ownership of digital asset, but I did not understand and I was not interested at all. But when he mentioned that these images are worth millions, he had my attention. So I went home and I started reading all about it, and I was enlightened that there's this whole new world which I have been ignorant about. So I started all the way back from 2009 and read everything, watched a lot of videos, and really understood what's going on. So yeah, that was how I got into the space. And then I don't like to just have this knowledge, because knowledge is useless until it's applied. So me and my friends quickly spin up a project. It's a game called, so we had some game development background. So we created a game that could be accessed by NFTs. So in just 3 weeks time, we were able to make $60,000. And I was like, man, this much money I have never made in any other thing that I've done on the internet. So let me explore further. From there on, then I went on to, went on to building DeFi protocols and a lot of stuff. And here I am today, having our own development studio.
This is an amazing story. So what excites you most in Web3? People, technology, revolution, disruption, money creating out of thin air. I'm joking, of course. What excites you most?
Oh yeah, money really excites me. But the thing is, it's the thing that when I get up in the morning, I'm really excited to learn about new things, because there's so much that I don't know. No matter how much I read, there's always something new. So the thing is, really I don't know how to best put it. the environment, the continuous building, learning, exploring, and the excitement in this space. And plus, other than that, the technology, which is solving the real problem. Because, when I first understood blockchain technology, because of the two problems, what was remittance, the remittance industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I live in Bahrain and I send money to my family in Pakistan, and whenever I send them, it's a very difficult process, right? There's no online application. I have to go to the store, to the branch. I have to deposit money. It takes 3 to 4 days, and on top of that, they take the commission. But when I understood that with this blockchain technology, I can just send money directly without any middleman. I was like, wow, I need to do this. But the problem is, I have cryptocurrencies, but my brothers in Pakistan, they don't have it, right? But imagine if this technology comes to everyone, we can just send money directly peer-to-peer. We don't have to rely on anyone. So that's one of the most exciting things, is that there would be no middleman stopping us from doing what we want to do. We can just send, do everything.
By the way, if we are touching Pakistan, Pakistan is a not so small country. Its population is up to 200 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
it's quite young. So how do you estimate the adoption of crypto in such an interesting country as Pakistan? I know a guy from Pakistan. His name is Muhammad Azfar Ahsan. He's running events there, but he's at the top level. He works with government officials and so on and so forth. He's high-level networker, and I do expect that he's not alone in Pakistan. So what should we know about crypto Pakistan?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm living in Bahrain, so I'm not much aware of what's going on there. But the thing, when I'm talking to friends and reading news, is that there are developers, a lot of developers out there, people who are building in the space, people using cryptocurrencies, but it's not officially from the regulated, or there is anything, any exchange with which people can interact. Because the first step into this Web3 world is having access to cryptocurrencies through an exchange. So that's not there. But I think I think people are working towards that. And once an exchange is there, I think then we'll see a lot of things. Because recently I spoke in an event that was, spreading awareness about the Metaverse in Pakistan, and I saw people really excited and curious, and they were actually already building. There are a lot of people building we don't know about. But the thing is, they're not getting mainstream attention, which will change once laws change in the country.
Okay, so talking about Nalikes Studio, what are the core values of this entity, and how does it help its target audience to survive or to live in a world of Web3?
Yeah, so I'll continue on my story, and that will best answer the question. So I mentioned that we built a game. We were able to get an understanding of the space. So while working on that game, me and my friends, which we have been doing everything for the past 7 years, which are also the founders of the company now, we developed some core skills like smart contract development, hosting NFT drops, knowing how the space works. So we developed some core skills, and we saw that these skills were in demand and they were not available in the market easily. Even if they were really expensive and difficult to find. So we saw an opportunity there, all right, that we have these skills. Why not build a company around it and start helping others get into the space, right? Because we have done it once and twice. We can help others do that. So that's where the idea started with Nalikes 6 months back. And basically, if I summarize, and I'll explain later on what we do, we just help brands and creators who are looking into the space, who are looking to get into the space, help them by educating them, consulting them, and mainly building for them. So our forte is development. So our core values since day one. So this company is 6 months old, but we as Nalikes, our team, we have been together for this past 7 years. And one thing is having fun while doing so having fun while making money. So whatever we do, we make sure that there is some fun involved. We don't want to get too serious. So one of the core values is that have fun, plus innovate. We don't want to do things that have been done over and over again. So if I explain that with NFT drops that we are doing, we don't necessarily do the normal NFT drop. We try to innovate. We try to do new things, which I'll talk about later on. We try to bring innovation into the space. So having fun. Second is innovation. We try to do things that nobody else is doing, right? Innovation. And third is just we are curious and always building something. We're always building something, even if we have a project or we don't have a project. We just keep on building and learning new stuff. And that's the core values at our company.
Great. Now it's time to call to action, I guess. Who are your potential clients, and make all the statements, all the call to action. Whom do you need and how to start to work with Nalikes Studio? What to do step by step? How to reach it?
Yeah, so Nalikes Studios, as I mentioned, we do three things. One is first education, right? Because most of the clients that come to us, they don't know what's going on. So first thing we have to do education, and we do it through a lot of different ways, which is one-on-one session, workshops, and so on, training, and so on. The second is consultation strategy, because we don't necessarily take a short-term approach. We take a long-term approach, where we want the clients to build something that is that can sustain or survive for a long period, right? And the third is building. So our target audience, or potential clients that we work with, are brands, specifically brands, right? And we are working with few of the biggest brands right now. I cannot share their names right now because we have signed NDA, but you will be seeing them in the coming years, which will be big. So we are handling all their technical work, building their minting engine, the utilities. Because what we are doing, we are not just doing simple NFT drops. We are trying to do a phygital experience. Do you understand what does a physical experience mean, right? It's like combining NFTs with physical products. So if you're a company that sells, handbags, you can sell them through NFTs. And then we have all sort of new blending, claiming, different sort of mechanisms that haven't been done yet in the space. But once it's launched, then I can talk more about it.
Sounds amazing. So do I understand it correctly that NFT is the main focus for now, at least? And connecting NFT, the world of NFT, which are quite simple, primitive in Web3, I call them building blocks of Web3, especially combining them with physical work, because representing any physical unique thing with NFT, it is a quite simple concept for marketing of physical products. So what are your main thoughts on NFT potential as a tool? How and where we will see them be used in the future?
Yeah, so at Nalikes, our two main offerings are NFTs and the Metaverse. And I'll answer your question that, so the thing is that NFTs have a very bad reputation. When someone hears that, these guys, work with NFTs, they don't really have, a good thought of. But the thing is, I think this technology, and you might be seeing recently that other brands are launching their NFTs, but they're not calling them NFTs, they're calling them digital collectibles, right? So that's the first thing. So NFT as a technology, I think it's a really good thing, because I'll give you an example. Imagine if you are a company that is selling exclusive watches, right? And when you sell watches for the first time, you only get a share on the first sale, right? You receive the first sale, but these watches are expensive and they are traded on the secondary market. But if there is an NFT attached to it, you as a company can have some benefit from it, right? As long as that watch is being traded and you can keep track where it's going, and we as consumers can verify the authenticity of if this is an original watch. So I think that's one of the things we'll see different consumer brands using this technology.
Yeah, and let's not forget that NFT is one of the simplest entry point for newcomers, for mass adoption of Web3, because everybody understands what is collection and digital. So the initial literacy may be acquired by touching this NFT by their eyes, with buying the physical product. So that's a great point to entry point. So we do a great job to connect people with NFT, with the marketing.
And I think talking about mass adoption, so I think we'll have mass adoption when we as consumers are using Web3 application, but we don't even know that we are doing it. So you might have seen recently that there are these new NFT marketplaces or platforms coming up where you don't even have to buy an NFT through a wallet or a crypto. You can just log in through your email and buy it through your credit card, right? So developers, right? So developers and companies like us are building these tools which really ease the process of new people coming into this space, right? So again, at some point, we as users would be using this technology without us even knowing, right? So imagine if you're sending me an email, you don't have to care about which protocol this Google is using to send your email. You just want your email to be sent. So I think we'll reach a stage where we are interacting with NFTs, we are interacting with cryptocurrencies, we are interacting with private keys, digital wallet, but we would not know that we are doing it. So if the user experience or user interface is really simplified, that will be the point for mass adoption.
Talking about NFT, I need to have to ask you the professional question from our team. We are Envelop. We built so-called wrapping protocol for NFT, smart NFT or NFT 2.0. This is a quite simple thing from a technical purpose. Imagine ordinary NFT, let's say it's a JPEG, then added some fungible tokens as a collateral for price predictability and wrap it up with the set of features such as time lock, event lock, royalties, rental mechanic, and so on and so forth. So technically we get the same NFT, whereas the initial NFT inside, the collateral with fungible inside, predictable price. And this thing lists for dozens of use cases in different places. Play to earn, in even investment in startup tokens packed in the form of wrapped NFT. Do you have any feedback on this concept? Do you find it useful? What are your main thoughts on this smart NFT or NFT 2.0 generation?
Is it something to do with dynamic NFTs, or it's a different concept?
Absolutely. They are also called dynamic NFT, right? So NFT with the new set of features which were not available before in the NFT 1.0 generation.
Yes. The thing is, so when I was talking with my friends that this new concept of dynamic NFT out, my friend who's the founder and the main developer on it, he said, Talha, technically they're not a new innovation, right? Because if we talk about the normal drops that we did before, so dynamic NFTs mean that the metadata is hosted on chain. But normally when we used to do NFT drops, we used to host it offline, off chain in a Google bucket or an S3 bucket. So, and we could change it. So that were technically dynamic NFT as well. But now with what you are mentioning, we can do all these things on chain. And I think that's a really interesting thing. But I would like to know more about you mentioning that we can attach fungible tokens to it and so on. Because from my understanding, dynamic NFTs are something with which we can change the metadata and so on.
Okay, so Gary, thank you for your feedback. If you're interested, I'll ask my colleagues to talk to you more about that, because
Sure.
It's quite an interesting concept.
Yeah, sure. I would be more than interested to learn about it because I'm always curious learning.
Okay, this is amazing. So going beyond NFTs, what else excites you in the Web3 space? What are your main thoughts on decentralized autonomous organizations, DeFi, play to earn, Metaverse? These are segments.
Yes, so as I mentioned, the game we were building, right? The first NFT project that we did a year ago, and that project was a simple game, right? And at that time, we saw there was this new concept of play to earn, and Axie Infinity was at, breaking was at the top. So we thought, okay, we need to do something about it. But we really did not understand what's happening there, right? It was a play to earn concept. So I saw that it was a really good concept. It was helping people in Philippines earn an income, $100 a day, which was really great for them because during the pandemic, they lost their job. But when I researched more, deeper and deeper, I realized that it's not sustainable. It's a Ponzi scheme, right? It only works as long as more money is coming into the game. So from there on, then we decided, all right, and that was the first problem, right? These play to earn games were not sustainable. They saw a growth and then they were down, right? But if you want to build an actual game, it has to be sustainable. So that was the first pain point we saw in the gaming sector. And the second pain point we saw was that most of these games were just clickers, right? Games are not supposed to be clickers. Games are supposed to be something fun, with which we can interact. So these are the two problems we set out to solve with Realm of Cuboids, which was one of our first game, which we are currently working on. So I think in the play to earn has a really great potential, but we need to come up with a way where the in-game economy is sustainable, right? And the second is the games are actually fun to play, because in our community, the gamers are really skeptical about this NFT and this whole Web3 space, right? But if you think about it, this technology will benefit them the most. So I can give a good example. I used to play a game called FIFA Ultimate Team. Do you know about that game?
Maybe not.
It's a football game, right? Where you build your own team and you play with it, right? So, but the thing is, in this game, there is an in-game token which is called FIFA points. Okay, and sometimes you open these mystery box packs, or think about it, a mystery box is where you get maybe a player that is really expensive or a player that is nothing. And then you can sell this player and you can earn coins. So one time I was playing a game and I caught one of the most highest rated player in that game, and I had a lot of currency in the game. But the problem was I did not want to play that game. I wanted to take that value and benefit in the real life. But at that time, there was no way. So what I did was that I sold my account to someone on eBay, and he sent me money through PayPal. And I was happy, but the thing was FIFA banned that account. Although I spent years playing, I spent 3 years playing that game and earning that in-game points. They banned my account, and I had to return the money to the person I bought the account. But when I saw that, okay, there are these games which you can openly sell the value you have created in the game, I was hooked, right? And more and more games let's say example of Fortnite. My little brother plays Fortnite, and he always buys V-Bucks and the skins. But the thing is, he cannot sell them again, or he cannot take them to another game. But with this technology, we can, when games and these metaverses become interoperable, we can take them from one game to another. And I think that would be a really amazing thing for gamers when they understood, okay, I can take my items with me as NFTs to other games, and I can sell and I can get the value from it.
This is the crucial feature of Web3, and not so many people understand that Web3, it is about owning your digital assets inside, and nobody can seize it like it was in Web2 in centralized structures, centralized internet. But by the way, there are a lot of our colleagues who still work for Web2 companies, coders, programmers, developers, and so on and so forth. They do know about Web3. They don't understand how blockchain works, but they still are skeptic in Web3. Would you suggest them to deeply learn what Web3 is and to switch their careers from Web2 to Web3? And if yes, why should they do that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The thing is, okay, so first I need to clarify something, right? Web2 and Web3, if you are a developer, there is not much difference for you. You already know much of the technology stack. You just need to learn blockchain development, which is how to create smart contracts. Other than that, all the skills the Web2 developers have, the front end and back end, that's being applied here, right? So if you're building a minting engine or an NFT drop site, you will need the front end of how to code JavaScript, HTML, CSS, right? So that's first thing. There is not much they will have to learn if they decide to come into this space. The second is, this is the question I get asked, right? So is it something I should come? I think it's better to first educate yourself, right? You should not blindly jump into it as we have done. Me and my friends, we just blindly jumped in because we are young and we don't have that much responsibilities at the moment. But the thing is, if someone wants to get into this space, first thing I would say is educate themselves, right? Because yeah, first they have to educate yourself, see where they fit in, maybe on the development side, maybe on the business side, they have to see where they fit in. And once they see the real value, then they can jump in. But first is education, just educate yourself what's going on, read about how the space works, what's the main thing. And I would recommend everyone, okay, go back, not even to 2009, go back to the cypherpunk era, right, 1991, where they started creating this emails, cryptographic emails. So just start from there, understand what's happening, and then you will be able to make a much better decision once you understand what's going on.
Absolutely agree. You anticipated my next question. Education absolutely matters. It's not a surprise that being on the Web3 space requires a lot of learning. And the problem of learning in Web3 consists of, there are a lot of information, overwhelming amount of information. And the vast majority of this information is a noise. And the essence, it's hard, especially for newcomer, to separate the essence signal from this noise. How would you suggest, Talha, to learn Web3 for newcomers, or for not for newcomers, for those who are in the space? And what is your personal, perhaps you are an experienced person, okay, your strategy is the learning as a developer, but for newcomers, how to learn about Web3, whom to listen, which content to consume?
Yeah, I agree with you, Eugene. You mentioned that there's a lot of noise. Yes, there is, right? You just search NFT or blockchain, you will see a lot of different articles, of different videos, but you don't know how to watch it. The thing is, this space is still, although it has been, it's been there from 2009, it's still relatively new, right? If you think about the word metaverse, it's still not in the dictionary. So first we need to understand that this is new, and what someone creates today can become obsolete tomorrow, right? That's the first thing. And nobody is an expert, right? I'm also not an expert. I consider myself as a student, and I think everyone should consider them as a student, because nobody is an expert in this space, in my opinion. I can be wrong. So the best way is to learn from people who have some background and have done something in the previous internet, right? In Web2, that would be the best way. Not someone who claims themselves to be a Web3 expert or an NFT expert, although they might be, but the thing is, they don't have any track record. So the first thing, if you're learning from someone or watching someone, make sure what they have done previously. And I personally like to watch a lot of, Web2 entrepreneurs jumping into the space, right? And what sort of content do I consume? Well, I personally consume all sort of content, but I think there are some really good channels on YouTube. There are some good courses in Udemy. I personally, so for someone starting, I would recommend checking out resources from A16Z, if you know about them. It's a venture capital fund. They have a lot of good resources to learn about them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's good that you mentioned. So I also saw this problem that when someone wants to learn about this space, that the information is really fragmented. It's not in one place. So one of our other startups is called Nalikes Academy. It's an online education platform where we are trying to, get the best information, get the best expert, and present the information in the most simplified way at one place.
Amazing. Be a constant student. This is a great recommendation. I really appreciate it. And finally, Talha, what's the best way to follow you on the internet or to get in touch with you and to start work with you as a service?
Yes, so I'm really active on LinkedIn. You guys can follow me on LinkedIn. And other than that, our company has its own website and all the social media channels, which I think you can put in the description.
Amazing. So all the links are in the description. You may find Talha and the Nalikes Studio texts in the post where you have found this podcast on social media. Please like, subscribe, share. And Talha Asif, the founder of Nalikes Studio, and me, Eugene Crypto MC, where do thank you for watching and listening. Please like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for next episodes of the DAO and Envelop podcast. We're bringing you brilliant minds who built the industry with their minds and hands. Stay tuned. Bye-bye. Blockchain. B-L-O-C-K chain. Digital money, smart contracts, NFT, IDO, decentralization, transparency. So many opportunities, but so many challenges. Some financial manipulators, by their actions, confuse blockchain solutions and block their development. The idea that the blockchain should bring copyright and royalties protection to the next level is quite old, but the realizations of these ideas are not perfect at all. There is another problem of determining the value of a particular cryptocurrency or NFT. These and other problems need to be solved. Fortunately, the blockchain infrastructure is evolving. My name is Mr. E, and I represent the Envelop project. Many things have already been invented in the blockchain today. Tokens, smart contracts, platforms for creating your own coins, NFTs, exchanges for buying, selling, and exchanging all these blockchain resources. Envelop is another step in the development of crypto technologies. The protocol that works with NFT and cryptocurrencies. The idea is simple but disruptive. Let's assume you have an NFT, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Using the Envelop protocol, you can wrap the original NFT accompanied with several tokens. Technically, you get a similar NFT, but what is the breakthrough here? Once wrapped, the token has a number of additional features that were not available before. The minimal cost appears. It is provided with coins wrapped together with NFT. An asset wrapped with Envelop has a number of properties that allow the original author to receive royalties from the resale of that asset. Various rules can be applied to the wrapped token. For example, a lock period for unwrapping. It secures the asset till the determined moment or safeguards it from speculation during the hype period. At the same time, wrapped tokens can be transferred and traded. These are just some of the scenarios for using Envelop. NFTs become more popular, and the tools provided by Envelop expand the opportunities of NFTs utilization. Wide application possibilities are achieved due to the fact that, in addition to the protocol, the project includes a number of subsystems. The protocol provides functions wrapping and unwrapping. Oracle Mechanics provides asset valuation using analytical algorithms. Index provides a summary assessment of several NFT assets with the common criteria. The project has its own token, which connects all elements of the system. Altogether, this is Envelop, a tool in the blockchain world for building modern and secure systems in various fields. Find more info about the project on the website. Envelop. Make your NFT valuable. Just practical, no hype.